y'all, I'm Melissa Guerra. I am the Kitchen Wrangler, and today I'm sharing one of my most requested recipes. You know, not so much requested online, but from my family. It is so good. It is a spicy cranberry sauce with orange zest and chile piquin. It's spicy, it's tart, it's sweet. It goes so well with turkey and so many holiday dishes. So it's a quick recipe, so let's get started. The most difficult thing about this recipe is finding the right chiles to use. Well, okay, it's hard to find fresh cranberries, but those are a must. So once you get the fresh cranberries, then you need to focus on the chiles, and you have two types of chiles that are generally available. You either have red dried chiles or you have green fresh chiles. Here in South Texas, our favorite chile is Chile Piquin because it grows wild all over the place, in your yard, on the road. You can find it everywhere. And so I collected a bunch from my yard, from my garden, and we dried them, and that's what I'm going to use. Now, if you go to the supermarket, you might be able to find Chile Piquin, but there's a lot of other red dried chiles that are there. I really only recommend either Chile Piquin, but there are red pepper flakes that you can buy in the spice section of most supermarkets, and those are perfect as well. And if you can't find that, you can always substitute cayenne pepper, which is ground. That works really well too. These are the only dried red chiles that I would recommend for this recipe. If all you can find is fresh green chiles, that's easy. I'm using Chile Serrano in this alternative recipe that I'm gonna show you, but you have to make a little adjustment to the recipe if you're gonna use a fresh green chile, so let me show you both ways of making it. Here's what I fixed for my family. The first thing we need to do is zest an orange, and I just happen to have an orange tree out in the yard, and so this is very fresh. And I'm using an orange zester, which is a very special tool that just takes off that outer orange bit of the peel. You don't want the white part because that's kind of bitter, but the orange part is what has all of the orange oil and all of the acidity and the great orange flavor. We only need about a teaspoon of orange zest, so this part goes pretty quickly. But don't get rid of the orange because we're gonna use it. Don't get rid of it. Add your fresh cranberries, sugar, and water to a saucepan, and then let's add our fresh orange zest as well. We're gonna let that simmer for about 10 minutes, and it is super satisfying to listen to all those little cranberries pop in the pan. I love it. Great holiday sound. Take a spoon and smash some of those cranberries. That'll give you somewhat of a smooth, chunky texture that's really great for this sauce. After 10 minutes, remove it from the heat. I'm using my trusty molcajete, my mortar and pestle here, and I'm gonna grind up some of the chile piquin, and we're gonna add some orange juice, which will help rinse out the bowl and pull away all of the spices that we have ground up. Once the cranberry sauce is cool, we're going to add the orange juice with the chile and stir it together. If you're using ground cayenne or red pepper flakes, simply add those once the cranberry sauce is cooled. And that's it. That is the version that I make every year. Now, if you can only find fresh green chiles, the adjustment is that with the water that you are going to add to the cranberries, you will need to make a puree. Simply chop up the chiles and add them to the water. Use a hand blender and puree well until it's very smooth. Now it's time to add the cranberries, the sugar, the orange zest, and we're going to add the water that has the chile. Just like the other version, we're gonna let it simmer for 10 minutes. It's gonna pop, you smash up the cranberries all the same, and that is it. If you wanna add a little bit of orange juice to thin it out, that is perfectly fine, easy enough. This cranberry sauce is excellent with roast turkey, roast pork, and man, it makes a mean peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So good. You can add it to the top of cream cheese and serve it with crackers. It's really good to have on hand. And just like a lot of my recipes, I really recommend that you make this cranberry sauce one day in advance because then the flavor is so much better and it gives you one less thing to worry about when you are preparing your holiday banquet for the family. A little less chaos is always appreciated. I have to admit, I usually make a double or triple batch of this cranberry sauce because we eat so much of it. And that is it. I told you it is a really quick recipe. And you know, I always love to hear your requests. Make sure that you message me at help@kitchenwrangler.com Or you can message me through Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or here on YouTube. I am always online and I'm always looking forward to hearing from you. I'm Melissa Guerra, I am the Kitchen Wrangler, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here at the ranch again soon.